Well, hello there to my Aquarius. This is Queen Amora coming to you with your general reading, Aquarius. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to put the date for this reading in the description, so you'll be able to see it there for those of you all who like to follow their readings by date. All of these readings are timeless, just FYI. They all are timeless. All right, let's do it. I don't know if you all have noticed all the lovely decorations people have, like in your neighborhood for the holidays. People are already putting their decorations and things outside, but they are beautiful. Some people have like really, like they have gone all out. Like really have gone all out, like the Griswolds gone all out. Let me see what we got going on here. All right, so let's see what's going on. So sending everybody lots of love and light wherever you are, Aquarius. Okay, so as I was praying over your cards and asking Source for clarity over your reading, if y'all remember the show back in the day, the Brady Bunch, that came to me, right? If y'all remember the theme song for that, of how like this man and woman came together, blended family. What came to me is that you all have, somebody has copycats. Like, so, and I hear the name 3, you know, like you heard Marsha, right? But I just heard like 3. Somebody is one of 3. You're one of 3 brothers or one of 3 sisters, right? And you've had copycats, and at the helm of this copycat energy is someone's mother. Is at the helm of this copycat energy is someone's mother, who did not nurture you properly. They didn't feel nurtured, but you're breaking some kind of generational cycle chain and curse with that. And so here we have, I will not wait for today to be a good day. I will make today a good day, right? Right. So as you're continuing to purge, continue to purge all of that. Any kind of unforgiveness or whatever the case may be. I see a lot of videos about people not having healthy relationships with either their mother or father or whomever, this person, that person, whatever. Purge all of that. You know, try to walk in a spirit of forgiveness towards these energies, because this is your opportunity to break generational cycles, chains, and curses. Believe it or not, it really, really is. But that's a show that was coming to me. I don't know if you've ever seen the show for my younger generation, or even heard of it. But some people, I'm quite sure you tuned in, you have seen the show and how those 2 blended families came together. But to get to your reading, I want you all to start pouring into yourselves. Please pull your birth chart. Please find out what your moon sign is, because that is going to be critical for this reading. I need you all to start showing yourselves compassion. Don't even overthink this. Don't overthink it. You cannot pour from an empty cup. That's just that. You can't pour from an empty cup. And so someone's mother is at the helm of all of this chaos and confusion, which they may have received themselves generationally, but it's going to end with you. It's ending with you. So whether you're a man or woman, it's going to end with you. No more of this chaos and confusion. You're adding structure to it. This does not mean that you have to hate your mother. You don't have to hate women. If you're a man, you don't have to hate women. You don't have to start this journey of women bashing at all. This is where compassion comes in. This is where you say, okay, it's going to stop with you. You're going to give it over to a higher power or whatever your belief is, and let that deal with it, right? Let that spirit be dealt with, right? But what I picked up on is that somebody's mother has been using their siblings as copycats, copying your identification, copying social security, birth certificate, just doing the absolute most illegal stuff, right? Just to gain access. Not only that, they took it just beyond that, taking it too far. They have also got someone's child or children involved in something, involving drinking, and involved other substances as well. I feel like what I saw earlier when I pulled cards for you all was the star card, which is your card. A lot of people confuse star energy with fame. Star card does not mean fame. Okay, it does not mean fame, right? If you're new to star energy, you would think that it's fame, but you are ruled 11th house. 11th house is about friendship and community, right? So you all are very community oriented zodiac sign as it is. So as we see all of this stuff that's going on in the news, government shutdown, food cards being stopped, those kind of things. An Aquarius, humanitarian by default, is going to swing into action, right? And help. Just help. You've been doing that, putting out good energy out into the universe and these kind of things. So you have money in the universe bank. So spiritually, you have money already in the universe bank. And so these things that your mother has been doing, whoever you are, been doing all this slick, sneaky behind the, if you're a woman, it's somebody's mother. If you're a man, it's somebody's father, has been doing some sneaky backbiting. I mean, just trying to get some quick money by any means necessary. And again, you don't have to stand in judgment of how they're getting their quick money, but the moment they decided to throw you under the bus and add you, with all the hard work and effort you put out here in the universe, that's where the buck stopped, right there. That's where it stopped, right there. With the copying, it's one thing to kind of take on your likeness and image and kind of sort of brag, oh yeah, my child, they're this and that, and they accomplished this and that. But no, somebody had to take on, and this would be you. Take only what resonates with you. This would be you if you have siblings that could sort of pass for you, like they could like look like you in a sense, where they may be kind of the same height or have some of the same features, where somebody may be able to, you know, fake some IDs or do some stuff like that. The problem with this is one, someone is a very powerful leader, right? Whoever you are, man or woman, right? So if you're a single child, that may not, you know, that may not flow unless you have a cousin or somebody that looks like you that's like a sibling. But if you're one of three, this is for you. This is for you, right? This is for you, where somebody was definitely in your energy, cloaking in your energy, illegally cloaking in your energy, okay? And so, and if you have a child or children, they were working with a larger organization to commit more crimes, thinking they were going to get over with it, with this ring of mess they were doing. Except you all are ruled by a karmic planet, right? So the more and more people get a chance to see you and know who you are and realize, okay, people have been using your name, they've been using your likeness, and I'm talking about these are people who have been doing things to get jobs. Jobs, okay, with your image and your likeness, right? Keeping your child or your children liquored up, right? And let me just say this. I don't have anything against anybody who drinks responsibly, because there's plenty of people during the holidays, they drink responsibly. They may have a little of this, a little of that, or whatever. Personally, when my child was little, I never had any. I don't like the taste of alcohol, period. I just don't. That's no slight against anybody else. I'm not judging anybody. That's just me. I've just seen too many people die and go from nice looking to just, I mean, gray, literally skin color gray, right? Matter of fact, I saw this man get hit when I was younger, and you never, that sound of a car hitting a body never leaves you. But I saw this man get hit by a car stumbling across the street, and I was like, oh my God. So yeah, Source wants somebody to understand that when these energies, copycat energies, and again, this is somebody's parent that's doing this, you have an opportunity from this point forward to break a generational cycle chain and curse without judging them, whoever in the past, of what reason they're into whatever, whether it's smoking, drinking, whatever. You're not judging anyone for whatever it is they need to do to cope, but something is stopping with you. But somebody's parent, mother or father, is behind this. They are behind it. They somehow think that you think that you're better than, but that's still no justification to commit crimes. No justification. Current situation. There it is. Tower card. That's right. Bring the tower down. Your arms are too short to box with Source. You don't have to do anything. The tower has already started. It's already started. They made a very impulsive move to not only copy everything. Somebody not only used your child or your children to copy all of your identifications, steal something. And so you may have everything still intact, right? You may have items still intact. You may have your IDs or whatever still intact, but your guards would be down if your, kids or nieces or nephew, if you don't have kids, would come in. Then you're not even thinking that they would even look in your wallet and start copying stuff. The cell phone has camera on it. They're copying stuff, taking it back to these. But how they were able to do this, the reason a star card came up is because somebody wanted some form of stardom. Remember, the 11th house deals with friendship and community, right? It also deals with teamwork. It also deals with common goals, also hopes and wishes, also friends and allies. So some of your kids, adult kids, have these friends and allies who say, okay, this is a team effort, right? This is a team effort here that we're going to all we're going down together. We all in this together, right? So if your child has some level of popularity, fame, whatever the case may be, and they're all in this together, and you are a target, and somebody didn't have the brains behind something to really think this person is a star in their own right, whoever you are, right? You could be a star in the sales department of your job. You could just be well known in whatever industry you're in. We're not talking about like famous where people would know you all over the world. Okay, you could be, I don't know. But somebody used someone's child to do this, to not only copy everything, but they had to put them in a compromising position in order to force them to do this. Okay, in order to force them to do this. So here's the current situation, Tower. You're in a very vulnerable position. You're in a very vulnerable position here, but you're safe. You're safe. You're in a vulnerable position to do this, but you're safe. So it had to be somebody who can get that close to your child or loved one. Just like they were close enough to get to you. So it would have been somebody like, if you had to ever hire someone to like be their bodyguard, for instance, let's say, for instance, they are a musician or a singer, or let's say they're a model or an actress or something like that. You could have used your hard-earned money, legit hard-earned money, to say, okay, let's hire somebody. People hire bodyguards all the time. You could have hired somebody that could be an energy, somebody that would be that close to them. But a whole organization who was impulsive where you are concerned has been watching the entire time. Watching the entire time. All right. Yeah. The challenge here is that you are an open book. Right? This is a challenge. So you are an open book, and that's sort of the challenge here. It's a double-edged sword with this, because these energies are obsessed with jotting down information, right? Again, you're divinely protected, but you're also a prayer warrior. You're also a prayer warrior. So the tower is going to fall however it's going to fall, right? So I'm reading the cards for you all. So whatever your situation is, this is somebody who has, and the number 3 is the number for inspiration. It's in some kind of inspired action here, right? So this could be a challenge for someone, that you could be an open book, or that your person that was that is closest to you is also an open book, or was an open book. They used to be an open book. Something could have caused them to kind of sort of be quiet, but they're safe too. Again, pray for them, send out good energy for them as well, right? What about the distant past for my Aquarius? What about the distant past? Because somebody is just now waking up. Another thing that I was picking up on is somebody is just now waking up to the fact that all of the people that were around them were using them. They couldn't trust anybody around them. See, whereas you all Aquarius, you'll walk away from somebody and you say, okay, you know what? You just cut them off. That's not how some other people may feel. Some other people may feel like, okay, they need these friends. They need these so-and-sos, right? Yeah, chained to the devil. Yeah. So the distant past, you could have been that person who was almost like afraid that if you spoke up, that you know, something bad would happen to somebody. Trust me, they have more to lose than you do. They do. They have a whole lot more to lose than you do. Because you're dealing with a whole organization here. That's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a whole organization here who pride themselves in copycat energy. I can call your attention to the movie The Net with Sandra Bullock. It's an older movie here where they were trying to erase her entire identity, right? If y'all remember the movie, right? She comes home. Y'all have to watch it. And she had actually had to do her own, you know, she had to go on her own investigation to find out what the heck was happening here, right? And so you being a prayer warrior, this is a Tower card, being structured and authoritative is actually helping you. It's not hurting you. And that's why people are now taking notes, because this energy was saying all kinds of stuff like, see how this person has plants on their shirt here? Somebody was basically like you were obsessed or you were limited by, somebody thought that you were getting high. They thought you were getting, you know, inebriated, or you were intoxicated, or you had issues and problems, right? That you know, were lustful and all of this other stuff. This is not your restriction. This is not your restriction. If you know that you don't get high, like personally, I don't smoke. I never have smoked. Never smoked in my life, right? So something like that, even the smell of it is just sickening to me, right? Again, when you grow up in environments and in neighborhoods where you see people drop dead like flies all the time, that's not something you even want to see, because you befriend people and next thing you know, you either hearing about them dead or you going to a funeral or you heard about it. So just constantly being around just the energy of death, you have a compassion for people, and instantly you start sending out prayers. So it's deliver them from that. Whatever it is, deliver them from that. So your level of compassion is so deep. Some people have no idea who you are. They don't even know you. While they think you're judging them, you're actually praying for them. You know, that whatever it is, if it's a job that's driving you to that point, if it's a, you know, somebody is hanging something over your head or extorting money from you or doing something like that, your compassion is so deep. This is what I'm talking about here. Your compassion is so deep for people. You can be an open book. You can be an open book. Personally, I don't like the taste of alcohol, period. I just don't. I've seen too many people go, I'm telling y'all, go from healthy, thriving to just dead. Same thing with drugs. Same thing. Right? The gateway stuff. You know, because some people don't know when to stop themselves. They don't know in their generational bloodline is that something that's an addict that could become addictive for them. Some people just have addictive personalities. They just don't know. They go from one thing, they're addicted from one thing to the next, and they can't stop themselves, right? So Source is trying to help you recognize that something is not really a challenge for you. It could be a challenge for some other people, but it's not a challenge for you. So open your mouth and start talking about it. You're not ashamed or embarrassed of anything. So somebody took advantage of a situation where they felt like, oh, okay, this person likes to smoke. This person likes to drink, right? So let's take advantage of that. Let's chain them to that, right? Hoping to somehow bring a tower down on you, but you don't have to be physically pulled to that. You don't have to be physically like you're kicking down doors, racing to go save somebody. You have the internet, the World Wide Web. Everybody is listening. Talk. Start your YouTube channels. Expose these energies. Expose them. Because you are no respecter of person. There are some people who can work in, places where they sell alcohol and spirits and not touch one thing. They're just there to just, do their job and go home, right? They're not there to taste anything, nothing. Some people can stop instantly. They can stop instantly. I've certainly been places where people are like, oh, taste this. This has a little sweet taste to it. It's not, I know you're not a drinker. People say that all the time. People have been around me. They're like, oh, I know you're not a drinker. It just tastes it's like real sweet, because they may have a higher tolerance for it. They may like the strong stuff. Again, no judgment. But so if I taste, I'm like, okay, yeah, it does taste sweet. But those sweet drinks can also put extra weight on you too, right? So think about that too. That's sugar, right? So think about that too. So if you know that you love candy, candy, cakes, ice cream, donuts, the sugar, like extra sugar, right? Those are not going to be good for you either. So you want to stay away from that as well, right? Again, no judgment whatsoever. But when you've grown up in neighborhoods where you've seen things sweep through your neighborhood and take people out, literally take them out of here. Every time you turn around, you ask about, well, how's so-and-so doing? Oh, well, they died a long time ago. You're just like, well, how? What happened? Yeah, so start your YouTube channels. And if you tuned into this channel, you already know, let's exchange information. Send me your page. If you're sharing information, then being connected to people with larger platforms, liking your content is also going to help your algorithms. Let's see what else here. What's about the recent past here? So somebody could be really, struggling. The recent past is that someone is right across a body of water from you. This is the Three of Wands here. So again, these energies who are, you're talking about something and you live close to these energies. And so these energies are hoping that you got to remember here, Wands energy is fire. It deals with the physical realm. That's the solar plexus chakra energy. The basic need for solar plexus is significance, to be significant, right? So somebody wants to be significant in someone else's life, right? So they felt like chaining them to something that they felt like they were addicted to. Okay, this person likes to smoke. And I'm only saying this because you're seeing these plants here. Okay, they wanted to be significant in someone's life. Okay, this person likes to smoke. All right, well, we'll keep them. We'll put them in a position, or we'll put them some kind of way, whether it is smoking it, selling it, whatever the case may be. And whether it's legal, illegal, whatever, we'll stay significant in someone's life, right? Hoping that you, in the physical sense, would want to come physically across a body of water to talk to someone, to say, hey, why would you want to do something like that? Why would you want to do? That's gateway. And if it's connected to the devil, right? Could be a Capricorn, because it's Capricorn's card, 10th house. 10th house connects us with your career and your vocation, right? It can take you down to a lower frequency. Remember, a gateway is like getting on an elevator, right? That elevator can go up or it can go down. You can choose to go to a higher frequency or a lower frequency, right? It can take you to a real low, depressed place, or it can take you high, where you feel like, okay, you got the answers for everything. Y'all heard people who like to, indulge, right? So Source is saying you don't have to talk directly to them. They're already watching, whoever they are. They're already watching. They're already connected to you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Swords energy is connection, heart chakra. Basic need for heart chakra is love and be loved. So somebody all they wanted was love. To love and to be loved, right? So they could have come in this way through somebody that they were in a romantic relationship with, right? So they just wanted to be loved. It could have been for a family member. They just want to be loved by family members. And here they are chaining them to something. But this whole tower is coming down. The whole tower is coming down. You don't have to go somewhere and kick down the door of a tower. This is how source is protecting you. You don't see your foot. You don't see your foot kicking a door, do it. You don't see your fist banging on the door until it's bloody, do you? No, you don't need to. You have the World Wide Web. Put it on the web. Start your channel. A lot of people don't start their channel because they're thinking it needs to be perfect. They're looking at everybody else's big numbers. But the way that people get their numbers is consistency. Consistency, consistency, consistency. You're not trying to put out any alcohol brand out of this business. You're not trying to put any cannabis brand out of business. People can make their money however they want to, but when you're not hating on who's making their money however they making their money. You're not hating on people who smoke or drink. That's not the case. The point is when you know that you got people who say that they love you and they say that they love certain people are feeding your demons. Just like the show, My 600 Pound Life, right? Where you got people on that show. And it's not everybody, where you got doctors trying to help people, but you got people that's around certain people who are sitting there feeding their demons, feeding their temptations, basically leading them to an early death. But everybody's getting some kind of kickback, some kind of payment off of something. And all of a sudden, everybody's waking up when the tower hits. Everybody getting some kind of palms grease off of something. So you need to be the one that wakes up. You need to be the one that wakes up. You have some copycat energies, and somebody's parent is at the helm of something. Here's the Ace of Cups here, right? So this is overflow of spirituality. This is overflow of love. This is overflow. You have overflow here. This is overflow of compassion. Yeah, this is you, right? So this is your strength here. This is something brand new. Overflow of compassion, right? You have no interest in putting somebody out of business. You're not a hater. You want everybody's business to just overflow, because there are some people who are drinking responsibly, who can control things. Some people, you know what, they can have 1 or 2 drinks and say, okay, that's enough. And they move on. They go on. Some people, they want somebody overflowing, just like stumbling, missing teeth, falling, passed out, blacked out, throwing up everywhere. Threatening if they get behind a wheel, they go into jail, their whole life mess up. That's a destiny swap. You be darned if you're going to let that happen to somebody that you know and love. But because you have so-called loved ones who's sitting back, don't realize, I'm looking at your cards here. This is, you all have, some of y'all have loved ones who don't realize that Pluto is in Aquarius until 2043. What that means is that every single person on planet Earth is breaking a generational cycle, chain, and curse. But every single person gets to see exactly how an Aquarius moves, how people look at you all like y'all are just like y'all are aliens of the zodiac, because y'all move different. Innovative, very innovative, forward thinking, right? So by the time people think about how you've done it, they like, oh, okay, they on to something. Whether they want to say, okay, well, thank you, I appreciate you giving me that idea or not, they don't have to. They don't really have to. You're not their God. You're not their savior. You're not any of those things. That's just how you're wired, right? But Source is trying to tell you, you don't have to go in and kick down a door of a tower that's already crumbling and falling. It's already crumbling and falling. Your intention is not to put anybody out of business. You want everybody to flourish and grow. But when you know, intimately, you know that certain people are doing this to bring a tower down on you and someone else so that they can destiny swap. They want just a whole new life for themselves so they can shine in the spotlight and be a star amongst their friends and their community. This is what I'm telling you all. I know a lot of you all have done community work, right? Like, for example, when my best friend of many years, who happened to be a family member, and I wrote a book about this years ago, transition, right? From complication from AIDS, right? I started an organization, right? This would be an example. This would be an example, right? So let's say, for instance, You did a lot of things in your life. You did a lot of things that people did not know about. You started this organization. You had this humanitarian effort. Let's say you had a food drive. You fed the homeless. You did all this other stuff. These energies are trying to become wealthy off of your blood, sweat, and tears, right? The work that you did. So all they have to do is slide into something and shed some tears and say, oh, I really love, so-and-so. We all got a band together. They haven't called you in years. They haven't done anything with you in years. Nothing. All they do is sit around and chain somebody to something. And strangers don't really know a backstory of something, right? Put them on blast. Put them on blast. You don't have to call one name. That's how things fizzle out. That's when you see stuff on social media where people are calling out people's name and it's like, okay, that's an in-house family thing. When I'm saying collectively, you're operating in a spirit of love. You're not obsessed with a person. You're not obsessed, period. You're not the one that's chained to the devil. You're telling your truth, and it's very structured and it's a very authoritative. You don't want to see somebody die early. If you can help a person, say, hey, listen, find out what your moon sign is. Like, pull your birth chart. Like I encourage you all, pull your full birth chart, right? Find other healthy alternatives. You realize you're not somebody's savior. You're not someone's savior. Yeah. So this is what I'm seeing for you all. This is the near future, financial independence. You're not trying to stop somebody's money. Like, that's not even the nature of an Aquarius to be a hater. I mean, if you that Aquarius, then, turn in your Aquarius card for real. That's not even the nature of an Aquarius to even be a hater of somebody else's money, because that's not the primary goal. That's not the primary goal. Money is a form of energy. I'm seeing an overflow here. An overflow. Some family members, first of all, somebody's mother. If you're a woman, this is somebody's mother. If you're a man, this is somebody's father, is at the helm of a bunch of chaos and confusion in your family, using your siblings as copycats. They got someone's child, this is page energy here, to be an open book about you, to try to bring a tower down on you and someone else, right? By chaining them to something. And the reason why you see plants here, we're talking about something smoking, right? Something to smoke. And if you saw, even if you had an employee that was doing well, or you saw they was getting high on their own supply, the best thing you can do for them is fire them, for real. As a humanitarian, the best thing you can do for them is to release them and let them go. If you owned a liquor store or something, you saw one of your employees coming in stumbling drunk all the time and they just couldn't handle their problems, the best thing you can do for them is let them go. That's the best thing you could do for them. You just saved their life. They could hate you to the core. They could hate you. But because nobody else around them cared. Because they're sending them straight to their death. And they're like, okay, we're going to put them in an environment. It's like a kid in a candy shop. We're going to put them in an environment that's going to end them. The best thing you can do for them is say, hey, listen, I can see that you having some problems. The best thing you can do is say, hey, look, warn them, put them on a performance plan. But I'm going to have to let you go. This is not the environment for you. You're not strong enough to exist in an environment like this. Because they'll bring a whole tower down. Y'all saw, this is kind of the extreme though. Like, well, I won't even bring up the name of that movie. Forget it. But anyway, so... So yeah, keep talking about it. Start your YouTube channels. Yeah, you ain't trying to burn people out of business. You're not hating on people who smoke or drink or whatever the case may be. People enjoy themselves. They drink responsibly. Some people know to call a cab or Uber or Lyft to get home. They feel like, okay, I had a little bit too much to drink. I'm gonna leave my car parked at my friend's house. Hey, let me get home by so and so. They call their friend when they get in the house and just fall out, right? Okay, and they call their friends and they wake up the next day, whatever. They can handle themselves. But some people, like I tell y'all, when my child was younger, I did not have anything that in the house, anything to smoke, anything to drink. So their tolerance level would be super low. Super, super low. Let's see what else. But so you would have their friends and stuff to bring them into certain things, from family members to bring them into certain things, those kind of things. Here's the death card. So you're waking up to some things. You may have been naive to some things. You may have been naive to some things, but you're now waking up to certain things. Wake up. Wake up. You're on the rebirth side, right? Of how these energies were trying to end your financial independence. They wanted you somewhere stumbling around, just out of your mind, because that's how they were going to bring a tower down on you. Whoever you are, they were going to end a young person's life in your life, right? By chaining them to something, right? And then lying to everybody, telling everybody, oh, you trying to put these brands out of business. People who have cannabis and people who have alcohol. You trying to put these people out of business, which is a lie straight from the pits of hell. That's a lie, right? They telling people, oh, you talking about people behind their backs, and oh yeah, we know exactly where they live. They live just across the body of water. That's a lie. Y'all can add context to it. But the sad thing about it is that they got your family members involved because they want to just make some fast money. Oh, okay, we can become financially independent. This is a whole organization, and it's a religious organization behind it too. And that's what these wands are for. Fire connects us with spirituality and action. Yeah, a religious organization is behind it. They're all together. I knew the number 3 was going to come out of it because I'm like, wait a minute. The download for me was the Brady Bunch, right? And those two families coming together, right? We're not talking about white people or black people, just so we're crystal clear, right? But we learn by repetition, right? So somebody was saying your stuff for you over and over and over again, saying stuff about you over and over and over again because they wanted something to stick. They really wanted something to stick about you behind your back. So until you add some kind of context to stuff, it's, you know, somebody kept so people can just bring a context about you. Excuse me, so that people could believe something that was being said about you. So no, you don't need to wait for today to be a good day. You're going to make every single day a good day. I'm trying to tell y'all, I could be sitting around a whole group of people and they could be, even like I'm telling y'all, even when as a young adult, when I hang out with my friends and stuff like that, and they want to go to clubs and parties and stuff like that, I was a designated driver. I just saw too much. So no, there's no judgment towards anybody whatsoever. You get behind a very large vehicle and drift off to sleep, or even if you don't drink or smoke or anything like that. Let's say if you're just tired, you're just too tired. Okay, pull off on one of them side of those rest stops. Pull off on the side of one of them rest stops. Roll your window up, whatever. Let people know where you are. Hey, I'm such and such. I'm in rest stop such and such. Get a couple of hours of sleep. You know, get up, feel refreshed and renewed. Get out, stretch your legs. If the place is open, go and get you some water. Maybe freshen up, put some water, splash some water on your face, and get back on the road and drive again, right? But these energies told everybody you were trying to put some people out of business. They must be out of their mind. So, yeah. I'm seeing financial independence for you. Something is over. This is how y'all gonna learn how to send spell work back. Stop talking amongst yourselves. You have the World Wide Web. Okay? That deals all over the world. Start your YouTube channels. You got the World Wide Web. You're not trying to put people out of business. You got too many people out here doing stuff responsibly. Okay? This is in These are people in your family, and people who are and family could have mean exes that you were married to or have kids with. That's also family as well, right? Or you consider this family as one time. But this is also a religious organization doing something behind your back as well, okay? All of these people are connected. Religious organization and both sides of the family where your kids are involved. Got it? 3. Those 3. Those 3 entities are all involved. Some of them are praying for you and some of them are praying on you. You can sit there and try to sift through who is doing what and you know, whose demons are doing what, or you can say, you know, you can get structured and authoritative, right? You can just pray for everybody and say, keep it high vibrational and let source sift it. I mean, work it all out. Because everybody's arms are too short to box with source. But somebody they were obsessed with doing some kind of a destiny swap. This is Scorpio's card here. This is why you want to purge. And purge looks like taking your salt baths. It looks like fasting for some of you all, but you go to your doctor, find out if you can, or whatever you should do, you know, or it looks like whatever purging looks like for you. You can look it up online. That's what it looks like. These energies wanted you so distraught. I even put up a video about Halloween and how there are some people who go around and you know, feel like they're purging homeless people off the streets, which I had an organization in a federal where the company place where I used to work, where our group got together, and that was part of our ministry to go out and, you know, help the homeless, right? So there's a lot of Aquarius that do a lot of things that people have no idea that you all do. These people wanted to cloak in your energy and just sit there and, oh my God, we were so close, and yeah, I used to do. Some of these people may have started out with you. You know, they may have pictures. Yeah, we used to go on walks and stuff like that. And we did all of this other stuff. But look at the time and the dates on it. When was the last time you talked to them? When was the last time you talked to some of these people that said that they used to do this with you and used to do that with you? Wake up, Aquarius. These people are full of it. They need a spiritual detox. With all the stuff that's backed up in their system, if they sat on the toilet and got all that stuff out of their system, they would lose 50, 60, 100 pounds. They full of it. So what about external and environmental influences? Yeah, you just put an end to some stuff. This is 5 of Cups here. Yeah, somebody's lamenting right now. It ain't you. You're not lamenting. Because you're not mourning. You're on the rebirth side. Things coming up for you like roses. Because you're exposing people. Now people got to sit back and watch you. You're not playing with these people because they're the ones that's haters. You are not. I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling y'all, every single person I come in contact with, if your business is legit, I want you to flourish. And that's for real. I want it to flourish. But Source is saying these energies right here connected to you will know family members in your own family are struggling. I don't know who I'm talking to. They will know some of your own family members are struggling and will use you, sacrifice you, whoever you are. They will sacrifice you. So yeah, somebody, yeah. You can go ahead and put the past behind you. They watching. They obsessed. They can't help poor little things. They can't help a child. They cannot help. They can't stop watching you. They couldn't stop because they looking at their money going down the drain. Every time you talk, their money is going down the drain. Oh, dang. Oh, man. We thought that if we talked about them trying to put the cannabis and the drinking business out of whack, we thought if we told enough people that was going to bring a tower down them. Dang it. Surprise, surprise. No, because you ain't hating on people. Everybody out here is not stumbling, right? hopes and fears. You're praying for people's strengths. See, let me tell y'all, there's a movie called Beast with Idris Elba. And I make a lot of references to movies because there's a truth in a lot of these writers, these creators. They're creating a lot of things. If you like watch some of their backstories, or like if they like do documentaries and stuff, like how they came up with these movies and what was the idea behind this, right? You'd be surprised at some of the, like, wow, okay, that's what that meant, right? Their interpretation of like what was, art, right? There's a movie called Beast with Idris Elba. You all should watch, right? And so I think a lot of people forget this about lions, who are apex predators, is that their pride. When a wounded lion comes back to the pride, severely wounded lion comes back to the pride, the rest of the lions in them, they take them out, right? They take them out. Right? Somebody has been dealing with some real cold-blooded family members when they feel like, okay, if you either since you can't beat them, you're going to join us, or we're going to take you out of here. They forgot they came up against you. They forgot that they came up against you because you're innovative. You have access to the World Wide Web. They're expecting that you think like they think.